Hello, LEGO Transformers fans. This is Soundvox with another LEGO Techniques and Transformers Terminology. And today we are going to talk about kibble. Yes, kibble. You know, the delicious food we give our dogs? Just kidding. When we talk about kibble, that's a Transformers term. What is kibble? Kibble in the Transformers toy lines is a term for things that are from the alternative mode that hang off of the figure. So here I have Generation 1 Grimlock. And if you look at Grimlock, you can see there's a bunch hanging off of him. He's got his side plates, he's got his head, he's got his tail pieces. So what I would say about Grimlock here is, in the show, his wings were part of his robot mode, so I would not count them as kibble. However, the tail flaps is what we would count as kibble. Same with the head hanging off the back. So what is kibble? Kibble came about when Beast Wars came out. Here we have Beast Wars Tigatron. And what kibble was you could see there's a robot, but you can also see there's an animal. So with the animal modes, let's take his weapons out of his hands so you can see his robot mode better. With the animal modes, obviously, animal things go for animal modes, and robot things go for robot modes. So with Tigatron here, his tiger head would be part of his robot mode, because that's Tigatron. He's part tiger. That makes perfect sense. However, these back legs that just kind of hang here in robot mode, this is what we would call kibble. It is an extra piece from his alternative mode. So if it's a vehicle, it would be extra vehicle pieces. If it was a beast, like in Beast Wars, it would be their animal pieces that just hang off and dangle. So the term kibble started in online groups, Transformers fans, that talked about Beast Wars. And shortly thereafter Beast Wars was a show called Car Robots. And car robots were the masters of kibble. They're also the masters of the term eggshell transformers or shell formers. But we'll get into shell formers another day. So here we have X-Brawn from the Car Robots series, also known as RID, I want to say 2005 or 2000 here in America. Anyways, this is X-Brawn, and you can see his robot mode is here, but he's got half a car stuck on his arm. This is kibble. His backpack, well, that's kibble. If it was a little closer to his actual back, it might not be considered kibble, but since it sticks out so far. And his legs are car parts. Since these are part of the functional robot legs, you can't count them. They're not kibble. But the door hanging in the air and the big chunk of car on his arm, that's what we would call kibble. That is the Transformers term kibble. Additional parts hanging off a Transformer. So we'll bring in Kickback here. One of my newer Transformers. If you follow me on Instagram, you would know. And this is also a Generation 1, but this is a Generation 1 reissue. Now, Kickback normally looks like this. So, since he looks like that, these antennae and these wings are actually parts of his robot mode, as well as his bug mode, so they don't count as kibble. And if you look, his long insect legs, they fold into his legs. So nothing is really sticking out on him. So he's a very compact Insecticon. So I would say that Kickback does not have any kibble. Now, I brought up kibble because my Lego Transformers, the Terracons, they're creatures. And they contain lots of kibble. You can see here we have Sinner Twin. We'll bring in the G1 comparison too. And you can see he's got animal heads hanging off his back. That's kibble. Now, we can consider it not kibble if we want to show that he was an animal transformer or monster. That is possible, but for the most part, it's kibble. He also has these creature legs hanging off. And Ripper Snapper had a lot more kibble hanging off his back. Now here's the G1 center twin, and you can see here he's got the heads hanging off, and he's got the back legs and the front legs hanging off. So that's all what we would call kibble, these extra alternative parts that just hang off the robot mode, and they have no point of being there, and they're not even useful. Now if they became part of the robot mode, that would be different. Like in my Lego version, I made the front legs become his arms. So that was good kibble management, but his back legs still hang off. So to show a figure with good kibble management, here we have Wheeljack. Now this is the Earthrise Wheeljack, and they did a pretty good job. And let me just change my light setting down a little, because Wheeljack's white, and this white plastic really is bright in the light. I better brighten it just one more, so I don't want to blind us all. Anyways, here's Wheeljack, and you can see his car part is his leg and his foot. He's got his leg, his windshield is his chest. He's got arms, he's got wheels on his arms. And he's got the back of his car as a back. And you can see how tight that backpack is. So this is Earthrise Wheeljack. And he doesn't have any kibble, really. Because everything that's a car part is actually part of his robot mode. The only thing you could probably count as kibble would probably be this little flap that's over his hand. That would be counted as kibble, because that shouldn't be there. It should just be a robot hand. Additionally, his backpack is a little wider than his body, so that little strip of his backpack could also be called kibble. But he really has virtually no kibble. So he's a very good kibble management figure. His kibble has been managed very well, which is his alternative mode car parts, but they're hidden away so well, or the parts that are purposely part of him are part of him. Now let's look at Wheeljack again, but this time we'll look at Origins Wheeljack. Origins Wheeljack is a kibble nightmare. For the first problem, his legs are all panels folded together. So if these were to come unfolded, there's a lot of kibble there, but luckily they fold away. His arms are similar, but they fold away. But whoa, look at his back. His back has this giant backpack. It's practically the entire vehicle on top of his back. That's bad kibble management. So I understand, though. We'll give this Wheeljack a pass, even though he's got bad kibble. He's got a kibble backpack. That's exactly what we mean by kibble in the Transformers community. This backpack is practically the entire car. See? So you can see a Wheeljack with virtually no kibble and a Wheeljack with kibble. So what kibble is those extra dangly pieces that just hang off the Transformers, that are part of their alternative mode, that have no function or no use in robot mode. So I hope you learned something about Transformer terminology today. And if you like this video, give it a like. Please subscribe and share it with your friends. See you next time, and thanks for watching Lego Transformers Tips and Terminology.